Hi guys, this is Katie Shorey with Jeb Milne for Songwriter's Vantage at Witzend, your amazing establishment that we have been hanging out tonight at another wonderful blue-green showcase. Jeb, we're hanging out backstage. Ooh. We have had so much fun tonight, and just let people know, this is kind of a reopening here, but just a brief history of how awesome you are.
Right. Well, how awesome I am,
yes.
That'll take all night.
Please.
But I can tell you a little history of this building. In the 1970s, this building used to be the 4-H Club, which is a nightclub where apparently the Doors used to hang out. And there was a house band called Severance that was playing here every night. And the lead singer for Severance was Gregory Hines, the late, great Gregory Hines, who I love.
Wow.
He took some time off from performing with his brother and his father as tap dancers, and he decided that he wanted to do music full-time, so he formed a band, and they were the house band here for 2 years. Wow. I didn't know that when I bought this building. I had no idea. Okay. But I had a history of running these clubs for singers back in London, which I did extensively 10 years ago.
Well, you have been in music just really quickly for a long time, right? You had a record deal and an artist yourself, and songwriter, of course.
Yes.
That's how you got started, right? Give us a little brief history.
Well, as far as me getting started, I sung ever since I was a little kid. But as far as the history of the clubs that I've been running, basically we used to run these little get-togethers in London where we would all get together and sing at this little dive club. And it used to just generate such a feeling of excitement that me and my buddies decided that we would do it in a more organized fashion and really try to get it going. And we did that. And at that time, I was doing a lot of session singing. So I was hanging out with some of the best singers in town. So we would have these parties, and these people would be called up from the audience, and it would appear as though they were just audience members, but in fact, they were my session singing friends. And it used to kind of create an illusion as if you were in this place where fabulous singers just happened to get up by accident. And it kind of exploded and turned into something quite special, and we were going into larger venues, and at one point we were like having 1,000 people show up on a Monday night. But I then later segued into animation, started my own animation company, and that took me out of everything for 10 years. But animation brought me to Los Angeles from London, and now I'm out of animation, I'm over animation, and I'm going back into music, back into nightclubs. And
you missed it, didn't you?
I did miss it, and this building is a beautiful building, and I was running
gorgeous.
my animation company from here.
Oh, wow,
and then I thought, why don't I just turn it into a nightclub, and that's what I've done, and it's called Witzend.
And we're so grateful for that.
And here we are.
And here we are, man. So you had it. It was up and running for a while, and then you did some remodeling? Or what?
About a year and a half ago, I started doing monthly private parties here just to test the concept to see if the room would work. And I was just reaching out to various singers in LA that I knew, which were very few because I wasn't session singing here, so I didn't know very many people. But I found that even though LA is the entertainment capital of the world, you can get to know a little clique of singers here very, very quickly.
Yes, you can.
So I managed to assemble them once a month, and I discovered that the nights really were working in the room. So I applied for a liquor license.
Beautiful sound, by the way. Gorgeous. I love the sound in the room.
Oh,
just it fills the entire room.
It does, doesn't it? That's
love it.
So, yeah, we did 12 private parties, one a month, and then I applied for my liquor license in a lottery, and they picked my name, and I thought, well, hold on, I got the room, I've got my liquor license, so let's do this thing. Yeah. And then a car drove into my building 18 months ago. And 12 months ago.
That was your building?
That was my building, yes. It cracked my building, and the building and safety discovered that I was the proud owner of an illegal building.
Stop
So
it.
I spent 10 months retrofitting my building, and now the retrofit is done, and the liquor license is in place, and I have been open 4 days. And this is day number 4.
Oh.
It doesn't feel like it because we did the shows last year.
You would never know it, you guys. It's just so beautiful, beautifully lit. It's a very warm, cozy environment, but just really, like I said, great sound. And, well, good job, and thank God you're back, for Pete's sake.
Well, thank you.
Maybe it all happens for a reason, right? Is it better now?
Well, if there was an earthquake, everyone would not die in a heap of brick and rubble.
There you go.
That's a
now
good thing.
Now you're covered, just in case. You can sleep at night now.
I can.
And now you're back. It's like it just, in a blink of an eye, here you are again.
Yeah.
So, Jeb, how can people, I know you do these songwriter nights. We're here at the Blue Green tonight, and you've been kind enough to host us here, and we will be coming back. And it was just everybody just loves it here. But I know that you're such an advocate for songwriters. What you do them? How often do you do the songwriter nights? And what's the deal?
My club in London used to be called Singers, so I do my own nights called Jeb Presents Singers in LA. It's kind of a generic name, but it feels good because it was the name of the club in London. Yeah. And we do that roughly every 2 weeks. Because we've only been open 4 days, I don't know what night that's going to be, but the last one we did was, in fact, last night, and it was Friday, and it was awesome.
How'd it go? Was it packed?
It was good. There was a lot of jamming. It was a little bit more free-form, and lots of scat singing, and the room kind of exploded around 10 o'clock and stayed on a high for about an hour and a half. It was wonderful.
Now, how do you find these artists, or how can they find you? What fills up the night for you? What do you need? What do you look for?
What do I look for? Okay, I can tell you what I look for. Yeah. I look for primarily awesome singers. I mean, I've got a little group of really, really good musicians, but basically I look for really good singers. And I find that if you can provide a beautiful atmosphere for a singer where they know they're going to sound good, and they know they're going to look good, and then they know they're going to be performing for a generous audience, you don't have to ask them. They'll come. They will come and they will perform, because that's what we all like to do.
You have that reputation anyways.
I'm working on it.
You do. But that's neat. And so how would people contact? I mean, do you find them? Do you like people to approach you, email you, say, hey?
I do both. Okay. Sometimes I just go onto other nightclubs' websites and I steal artists.
Spy, I got you. Yep.
Because everyone's listed and I think, oh, they sound good. And then I reach out to them. I've done a little 4-minute video which tells my story of my nightclub in London.
And check that out. Tell the website. We'll tell it again.
Witzendlive.com, WITZEND live.com. If you go to the movies section, you see a 4-minute interview with me. But what it really does is it tells the story of what I've done with my other clubs. And I use it as a tool when I approach new singers. Because if you just approach a strange singer and say, hey, I'm in a club in Venice, I want you to come and sing for free. No. So I just let them know that this is who I am and this is what I've done, in hopes that they feel they relate to my quest. And
how can I mean, you're not, I mean, of course, hopefully it's profitable for you, but you just have a passion for songwriting and songwriters, and it's so clear, and that's why people want to come and play here.
I think so. Yeah. I think it's better for a club like this to be owned and run by a fellow singer-songwriter.
Amen.
Rather than somebody who just thinks, let's open up a club.
Who's looking at the bar sales and whatever. I mean, not that you're not, but...
No, I am looking at the bar sales. No, I am. I am
know you are.
To look at the bar sales.
But I'm just saying, it's comforting to know that not only were you an artist, but you were just such a supporter of good rock.
I had a little dream. I'm of an age right now where I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do for the rest of my life that's actually going to keep me engaged and make me happy? Because I'm not the retiring type, and the animation world kind of dried up with the economy, and so
computers.
And to be honest, I kind of lost my passion for animation anyway. So as that all happened, I thought, well, what could? There's no other thing in my life right now that would keep me going and really interested, other than running the hottest little jazz club that has soul, R&B, and folk, and is filled with awesome singer-songwriters, and I can just live out my autumn years every night in this amazing environment. I mean, what could be better?
I couldn't even imagine. We just want to move in here, basically. The entire thing. We're so happy to be here. He's right, though. It's just such a... We're happy for you, Jeb, and thank you for doing what you do. We really appreciate that.
Well, I really appreciate you helping me spread the word.
Oh, we will, babe. And we're going to be back. We're going to start the showcases here each month, and we're just so happy to come, and we will absolutely spread the word for you. So one more time, Witzend website?
Witzend Live, WITZEND Live, LIVE.com.
Got it. .com. This is Jeb Milne. And by the way, you told me your accent.
Born in Canada, moved to London, England as a teenager, stayed there for 20 years. I've been here far too long.
So that's where the accent's coming from, in case you're curious. Yeah. Okay, guys, WitzendLive.com. Katie Shorey, Jeb Milne, signing off from Songwriters Vantage. Witzend. Bye, guys.